What if I told you that being the number one overall pick was not what it was cut up to be? That the grass isn't greener on the other side? That everyone deserves a refreshing zero-calorie taste of a Diet Dr. Pepper? This story, one man, one legacy, and one dream, never achieved in history of Jonas Dembowski. Georgia Camp, a place that dreams, hopes, and sports thrive. It's almost like it's the best week of your life. And every year, one will emerge with the potential to be the star of Georgia Camp. On paper, he's a man among boys. That man has the power to lead camp to the promised land. In the past, we've had some incredible first-rounders. In the summer of 1941, Glenn Bruns emerged as that man at the very first Georgia camp. Watch as he leads his society, the first society, Alpha, to first place and first in everyone's hearts. After this camp, Alpha was retired and is hanging in the banisters of Camp Highlands to this day. Camp prepared Glenn to become the man that he is today, and that man that he was in the military. He led the Allied forces in many key battles that were turning points in World War II. Who will emerge this year as camp's number one? Someone with brains, intelligence, athletic ability. Someone who's tall, smart, handsome, a competitor. These are the things that make stars super. These are the attributes of a first-round pick. These are the attributes of Jonas Dembowski.
What are your thoughts about Jonas?
Jonas, he's a leader on the field, on and off the field. I never have any problems with him at all. His attitude is great. I've never even come close with him about giving him a yellow card. I use him as he's kind of like another referee out there, actually. His hard work, character, that's Jonas.
Some of the impacts, I scored a goal here. At home, it's rough. I got 2 siblings and a dog. They're all generally loved more than me. So, it's just my job as a first-round pick to come out here and play the best I can, score a goal, lead my team to victory. They paid big bucks for me. I got to deliver on that, Yeah. So, see me walk in, giving thumbs up to people. That's who I am. I got to hype up the team.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll catch you later. I got to go practice.
Expectations can rise too high, and the pressure of carrying a team can sometimes bring you down way low. And in the case of Jonas Dembowski, it was just that. The fame, the recognition, the applause. Things that Jonas was expecting from being an overall number one. And it was something that Jonas never received in his tenure at Georgia Camp. We were lucky to spare a few moments with Jonas at one of his many after-game practice sessions to ask him about his camp career.
Well, you see, Jonas has been here for like 8 years. I've been traded all around the place. I started on Say Beta, had a few good role players, and then every team just wants me. And they asked me to come, so Jonas comes. And then turns out they traded everybody away from some cap room. Jonas thinks it's ridiculous. Buckets.
Jonas has been on every society and has yet to win a single championship. There have been many before Jonas that have felt the same disappointment, the same struggle of being a number one. We sat down with Kyle Dobbs, a former first-rounder and number one overall, to discuss the hardships of his time at Georgia camp. We're here with Kyle Dobbs, former first rounder, and similar to our case in Jonas Dembowski. You actually knew Jonas Dembowski, right?
Yes, I'm very familiar with him. I've seen him grow through the years and rise to the top #1 draft pick. It was very exciting. I was very excited for him, but then I just realized what that was going to mean.
And as a first rounder, you know firsthand what that actually is. Can you describe the impact that being a first rounder had on yourself? I know the impact you had on camp was phenomenal, and I know in Jonas's case it continues to grow, and I'm actually very proud of the progress he's made. But the impact personally is something completely different. Can you talk about that for a second?
Well, the time comes around, you go #1, and then you just think the world has been handed to you. Then Monday happens, and it just goes downhill real fast. And being #1 has only ended in me being #2. I was #2. My society was #2 every year, and I would go home after camp. My mom would make me sleep outside for a week. My dogs ran away. I'm still not sure where one of them are. And I had a rabbit. I came home. He looked at me, and I put food in his bowl, and he just stared at me. He wouldn't eat. I had to give him away to a friend because I didn't want him to die. And so and then the next year would roll around, and I'd be the #1 again. And I just had this hope that it would be different.
Yeah.
And it was just a vicious cycle, and it never ended.
Yeah. And that's taken you it's taken you quite some time to get over those feelings.
Yes.
I know when you came back as a counselor a couple years ago, you still feel it. And it's taken maybe a couple of years now to really get over those things, right?
Well, that first year I came back as a counselor, you know what the real kicker is?
What?
My society finished second.
The life of a first rounder isn't for all. For a first rounder, every success is actually a setback. This year in Jonas Dembowski, even the smallest camper didn't even know his name or the impact that he had left on camp. In our search for answers, our crew went out through the camp to gauge the campers to see what they really knew about Jonas Dembowski.
Hey Riley,
Yeah?
Do you know Jonas?
Jonas. Oh my goodness. Wait, yes. Yeah.
Do you know who Jonas Dembowski is?
Nope.
No?
No.
You never heard of him?
Nope.
Do you know who Jonas is?
Possibly.
Who is he?
He's a person who comes to camp. Boom.
Do you know who Jonas is?
He knows.
You look so sad now. Do you know who Jonas is?
No.
You don't know who Jonas is?
Should I?
Do you know who Jonas Dembowski is?
Jonas, yeah, I've talked to him a couple times.
Do you know if he's good at sports?
Last time he played tug of war, I know he got a Charlie horse because he's a wimp, but
Hello, this is Glenn Bruns. I'm the camp director, and I've been a camp director for 9 years.
Mr. Glenn, can you tell me, give me some thoughts on Jonas Dembowski?
Oh my. Let's cut. We don't even want to go there. Cut.
I'm Luke Hurd. I'm a camp friend at Georgia camp this year.
Hey Luke, first question. What kind of legacy is Jonas going to leave behind as he graduates this year from camp?
Probably one that just really resonates with a small amount of people. Don't really know who all actually knows this guy. He sleeps like kind of on the opposite side of the cabin in a dark corner by himself. He doesn't do a whole lot. Honestly, I don't know if he's gonna leave any legacy. Yeah.
So, do you know who Jonas Dembowski is?
I don't know him, but I assume he goes. Oh, I think I do know him. Was he the guy that was supposed to be really good at sports?
Yeah, he was the number 1 overall pick this year.
Yeah. Well, I try to view people through the lens of spirituality, and so he didn't really impress me spiritually like a number 1 pick. Like if I was picking someone for like the Bible Bowl, I don't think I would have picked him.
Right, Jonas was picked for number 1 sports.
Yeah. I don't care about sports, but I don't think he was good at sports either, or spiritual things.
So what's your relationship with Jonas?
Jonas, he was my roommate, but after the stuff he does, I just can't look him in the eye ever again.
What did he do?
I just don't want to talk about it, please.
Jonas Dembowski was the biggest bust of the draft this year. He had a couple of good moments, all dwindled by the fact that not everything is as good as it is on paper. Where does he go now? Will he ever overcome the pain of being a loser? The last we saw, he was being carried out of camp. Will he ever return? Or will he be seen under his mother's deck for the rest of his life? These are the stories we tell. These are the legacies we leave. This is the untold story of the number 1 overall. This was the story of Jonas Dembowski.
Hey Joe, I hope you're having a good time at camp and not bullying too many people there. I saw on Facebook that you actually dunked the basketball. I just have a question for you. Was there a step ladder there for you to use? Hey, do not come home without the championship. We need the win. Love you.